Hi friends, this is NJ, host on this channel. So we will continue our discussion around different minor arcana cards. We have already completed our discussion on the suit of Pentacles and we have started our discussion on the suit of Swords. So the card which we are going to discuss today from the suit of Sword is the Queen of Swords. So before we'll start our discussion on this card, just a quick recap of all what we have studied so far. We have already discussed that tarot is basically used for doing a character analysis, to get a glimpse of the future, to get a solution to remediate confusion, and it also helps in doing meditation and in order to scan your energies of any good or evil influence. Now whenever it comes to understanding the components, the constituting numbers which makes up these tarot cards, they can be divided into two chunks, the major arcana cards and the minor arcana cards. Major arcana cards, which are in total 22 in numbers and which we have already discussed in the previous series, tells about the universal theme and the more impactful and the long lasting events, circumstances and the situation. But whenever it comes to understanding the impact of these energies which affect us in our daily life, in our daily level, so you need to study these minor arcana cards. Minor arcana cards are in total 56 in numbers and can be divided into four suits. The suit of Wands, which represents the fire element, tells about the action, creativity, movement, enthusiasm, confidence, your enterprising nature. Second is the suit of Cups, which represents the water element and tells about your spiritual experiences and the emotional relationship. Next is the suit of Swords, which represents the air element and tells about your intellect, your thought, your reason, your mental clarity or any anxiety, stress or depression. And last is the suit of Pentacles, which represents the earth element and tells about your finances, material security and the stability. Now each of these suit in total carries 14 cards, the aces, the 9 numbered cards from the card number 2 till the card number 10 and the 4 court cards, page, knight, queen and the king. So far in our this discussion on the suit of Swords, we have discussed that the ace of sword tells about truth, justice, mental clarity, some opportunity coming your way. Two of Swords tells about avoiding truth, blocked emotions and you have reached an impasse kind of situation where you do not know what to do, where to go. Three of Swords tells about the heart breakup, loneliness and the betrayal. Four of Swords tells about contemplation, rest and the quiet preparation. Five of Swords tells about the open dishonor, little bit of the selfishness and the person is acting out of his own self-interest. Six of Swords tells about the person is feeling blues, the person is trying to recover and it also tells about their travels. Seven of Swords tells about the person is trying to be independent, the person is trying to run away from any commitment, responsibility, obligation. It also tells about the hidden dishonor. Eight of Swords tells about the person is confused, the person is perplexed, person is feeling very powerless. Nine of Swords tells about all kind of worries, anguish, regret when you are waking up from the middle of the night and you are crying from your heart and you are cursing your fate. 10 of Swords tells about a victimized mentality when you are at the bottom, at the worst of your troubles, of your sorrows, of your miseries. And we have started our discussion on the court cards. The court cards which are page, knight, queen and the king. Court cards, apart from the presence of the real life people in our life, basis the age and gender, also tells about the intensity of an event. They also tell about the growth of a particular situation. They also tell about the different roles which we play in our life. So let's say for example, you are at your work front, you are at your office, you might be working with different set of energies. You are at the playground, you are appearing for a competitive exam where you need the spirit and energy. You might be working with a knight energy. Once you have reached back your home, you are around your children, you might be working with the energy of a page. Same ways, the progress of a situation can also be seen with the maturity depicted in the card, because page is an immature boy, knight someone who is young, and with queen and king we are progressing ahead. So now we have discussed that the page of sword tells about that some hidden opportunity even in the middle of some problem, because pages act as the messengers. And in the previous card of the Knight of Swords, we have discussed the spirit and energy which knights bring, because what we need to do is that the energy and the spirit of the knight we have to merge with the suit of sword, which is about the intellect. So in a positive way, it could give someone very good mental clarity, and in its negative way can just make someone very poor in judgment. Now we will have our discussion on this Queen of Sword. So as you can see, this lady who is sitting on this throne with this sword in her hand, which is with her hand raised upwards, and you can see this kind of butterfly on her crown as well as on at the bottom of her throne. So this butterfly which represents the soul, along with this kind of sphinx which is there, which looks like the face looks like that of an angel, which is on her throne, which also tells about the air element, which is about the intellect, thought and reason. So what we can derive as the divinatory meaning from this card by looking at this card. See, first of all, you need to understand that with Queen, the energy is inward, and the suit of sword is about the intellect, thought and reason. So here we will get the energy which is all about being honest, being astute, being straightforward, being witty, and also tells about good span of experience. See, the only reason why we are studying these cards, and these cards have gained have been given significance, because whenever these cards will appear, they'll give us clarity that we need to think same ways like the way this card depicts, the meaning this card depicts. We need to act and we need to think accordingly. And when I say we need to think and act according to this card, so this card tells about you have to be honest in your all kind of your dealings. You need to go by the rules. When I say astute, it means you need to be wise enough to find out and spot any kind of hidden deception. When I say straightforward, it means you whatsoever you are feeling, do not go wishy-washy with that. Just remain clear in your speech, in your words, even in expressing your thoughts. This is what the positive manifestation of the suit of sword is. And it also tells about being witty, that no need to just overwhelm the situation or stressing out the situation. Whatsoever you want to convey, you want to interpret, just convey it in a very light-hearted way. And this card also tells about experience, where whatsoever you are doing, you are speaking out, that should have good span of experience, good span of research into it. Now whenever this card will come out to be reversed in your reading, this card just tells about too much of the unreliability, too much of the gossip, narrow-mindedness. The person doesn't know how to make use of his or her intellect. So this is all what we can interpret if this card will come out to be reversed in your reading. Whenever you have to understand the meaning of this card in the real life situation of the people. So let's say for example, all those kind of situation where you are in a sales profile, things are not working out for you. Your clients are very abusive, clients are giving you a hard time, your bosses are giving you a hard time. So the mere appearance of this card is just going to give us this hint that no matter how much the situations are trying to put you down, just remain firm in your belief, in your intellect, in your thought, in your dealings. You need to remain honest, you need to remain straightforward, you need to remain astute. You should not become such a so vulnerable that other people are taking you for a ride, and you should not become too rigid. You have to remain little bit witty as well in your dealings. So this is all what I wanted to say as my take on the Queen of Swords. I hope you guys found this video informational. For further more updates and notification on tarot, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.
शिवोऽहं शिव